It's day 213 and today I've got some tips for you. Here are my 5 top tips to Zoom presentations as an entertainer. So I'd done some Zoom presentations with students of mine and facilitated those, and they'd been fairly informal, I suppose, in many ways, and I thought I had a handle on doing Zoom. And then this week I did 3 Zoom presentations where I was entertaining a group of people, and I learnt a lot. So at the end of the first one, I decided that I wanted to kill myself, never wanted to perform again, and never definitely wanted to go on Zoom again. By the end of the third one, I felt fantastic and I'd learned loads of things, and here's 5 of them right now for you. So number 1 is don't use your phone to connect with people on Zoom in a big group if you want to entertain them. I will explain more later in tip 5, but basically the situation is that you can only ever really see one person. The gallery view is not accessible to you, and if you get stuck with the wrong audience member, it can be a really, really awful half an hour, 45 minutes, however long you're going to be presenting for. More on that on tip 5. Tip 2 is acknowledge the elephant in the room. It is totally okay. In fact, I think it's a really good thing to say to the audience, look, this is weird, isn't it? I'm not used to doing this. Normally I'm backstage, I can hear you all arriving. Just call it, say it as it is. If you're feeling nervous, tell them you're feeling nervous. If this is weird, if you know this group is for the first time using Zoom, acknowledging the elephant in the room is a brilliant way of everybody just going. Tip number 3, don't chair the meeting. Whatever you do, you might have a pro Zoom account and they might not have a pro Zoom account, and you might think, oh no, that would be really helpful for me if I chaired the meeting and then I could also share pictures and stuff like that. Don't do it. It is awful. It doesn't matter how much of a multitasker you are, and I am, you will not be able to successfully entertain if you are worried about people coming late and admitting them while you're in the middle of singing a song or telling a joke, if you are worried about finding the raise hand button and unmuting people and scrolling through the pages of people to see who wants what it is. Please don't do it to yourself. Tip number 4. Don't underestimate the connection that you are having. Yes, it's not the same as real life. Yes, it's a good idea to acknowledge that elephant in the room, but don't underestimate the fact that for some people, just seeing somebody smile, seeing somebody else's eyes, hearing a different voice, a different opinion, and for that to be something positive and that to be something entertaining for many, many people right now who have been in isolation for a long time. Maybe they've been shielding, maybe they're still too scared to meet up with friends, even though our rules have changed in this country recently. What you are offering is not nothing. Do not underestimate it. And tip number 5, find your friends. And I offer this tip with a massive, massive, massive thanks to Peter Lilly, my clowning teacher who taught it to me. When you're in front of an audience in real life, you know this as an entertainer, you're going to have people that have nodded off, who have just come in for a warm, who look like they want to stab you, who aren't clapping at the end of your songs, who are not smiling, who are not laughing. What we do as performers is we focus on those people. We worry about them. We try and get them on side. We fret that we're not talented enough and should never have gone into this industry. We think about suicide on the way home. And what Peter Lilly says, and I advocate hugely as well, especially when you're using Zoom, just as much as if you are with a live audience, is to look for your friends. Find the people who are leaning forward, who are smiling, who are clapping after everything, or who's bobbing along to a song that you're singing, even if they're on mute and you can't hear them bobbing along or see, exactly what's going on, but they are giving you positive energy. Why would you focus on the people who are giving you nothing when you could focus on people? And there's always someone in an audience who's there, who's rooting for you. If you focus on the former, the people who are a bit laissez-faire, who have decided to knit all the way through your performance, who keep wandering off into the kitchen to get things, it's like giving your energy to a Death Eater. Don't do that. Find your friends instead. And that's why it's really important Back to tip number 1, do not use your phone, because if you use your phone when you're doing a Zoom presentation, you will not get the same functionality on the gallery view. It will not be as easy to scroll through and find your friends through this disparate group of people. And it will be much, much harder to find a positive attitude that you can hold on to. Now, I'm running out of time right now. Don't forget to press subscribe if you'd like more things like this coming into your inbox very, very soon. Or of course, you can get in touch if you'd like to go in depth even further with me on a Zoom call of our own. Why not? I will see you tomorrow if we're saved.